Do you dream of building a tiny cabin? Or maybe you need a home office or a shed? In this video, I'll share our project to create a second tiny cabin at our off-grid property in France. I'll talk briefly about the design choices, and you'll see the entire wall framing process. It was a fun project, and although we kept getting hit with rainstorms, we made some really great progress.
That is the front.
Yeah. So the reason why I don't want to have a shorter wall at the front and a taller one here is because if you put the tall wall here, the roof is going to come down like this, which means that when you're in the cabin, you're looking at a roof. Whereas this way, you've got more facade, more cladding, a nice wall, and I just think it's going to be less imposing when you're in the cabin. That's why I've designed it this way. And also, it's much easier in terms of the guttering, which I can just run along here. And the other reason is because there's less wind resistance. Most of the wind comes this way, up the hill.
When you go like Seton, there, the opposite side, you got the big panoramic view at the front and the roof is going in, not towards the lake. The other side, you want the maximum space here, the height towards the view.
So I agree with you, that would be a nice way of doing it, but I'm very aware of the impact visually from the cabin. You see down there, we've got that bit of tin roof in the distance. You see how that looks, it's very visible, and if the tin roof was facing the other direction, it would be far less visible. And so it's, for me, it's more about not disrupting the view from the cabin and making this melt away. And actually the pleasure of this building is not really in the architecture, it's on when you're inside framing the view. But I think both options have merit, I have thought about it both ways around. Very happy with how the progress has come on in the last couple of days. So yeah, we were debating a bit about the positioning of the building, in the sense that the roof is sloping down this way, very slightly. I decided to position the building facing up the hill. The back wall was going to be a long desk-based working area, so I wanted to have the better head height in the front part of the cabin where you're more likely to be moving around. I want to have better head height for the side where I'm going to have eventually a heating stove. Go for a roof that's the same colour as the cabin, so it's going to be a very soft, natural colour, and probably for the cladding as well, I'll probably go for something dark, although not black this time, to make the building disappear as much as possible. I really don't want it to be intrusive on the landscape, and it is very much in the full line of vision from the cabin. The reason that I haven't moved the cabin elsewhere is because this is where the original building, the A-frame, is on the cadastral plan. So that gives you certain rights to maintain, rebuild and restructure an existing building. And if I wanted to move it somewhere else on the site, I wouldn't have been able to have permission to do that. So I'm working within the site that I've got. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. How would you have structured it? How would you have designed it? You know, there's always lots of different ways to do things, and I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts and feedback on how you would have put it together. Fine, that'll do. They're literally pegging it down to their shelter.
I know it because Taz is out there.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, look.
A bit in the middle.
30.5.
Oh, you're a clever boy. Oh, you're a clever boy.
Nice and warm?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
It's quite warm. It's true. You could get in it. It's not cold.
Oh. The whole frame, you mean?
No, listen. I think we should try and pull this out. And then get the water to flow down like that over the edge. Move your paws further. Stop moving.
Yeah, and that was a very powerful. It's straight.
Right. The other way around then. Swing. Okay, so now we've got the beams on. The next big job is to put the OSB boarding on the outside, which is going to be really helpful in terms of keeping the building dry. But before I can do that, I need to close all of these little gaps between the beams. It's quite slow going, lots of angles, it's a bit tricky to put it together. But once that's done, the building's really going to be able to move on, and it's so important now to try and get it as watertight as possible, as quickly as possible. It's a really nice day for working here today. It's so warm in the sun, gentle breeze, just paradise. It's such a nice day to be working on this. Bingo. We're making really good progress. Yesterday we did the first walls. Today we're trying to get the walls finished. We've got basically today, Sunday, to get the vapour barrier on, and also really need to do something a bit more resilient for the roof so that the structure doesn't keep getting wet. And after yesterday's huge effort, we're both completely zonked, totally fried. So little nap time I think is required. Steph's already asleep in the summer kitchen. I've made a couple of mistakes this morning in terms of measuring, whereas yesterday I was really spot on with my measuring, and I was actually really proud of myself. Some of the angles with the beams, cut it, and it was just perfect. I really felt like I've made progress and learned since my last build. And today, very much more simple cut, and the measurements off and the angles wrong, and it's just tiredness, really feeling a bit pooped. So yesterday I ran out of space on my camera to film, but we kept going and kept going and kept going until we had covered the whole thing with the windproof and waterproof membrane. And then we just cobbled together some sections of wood to make a sort of temporary roof that would better support the plastic sheet on the top. And last night there was absolutely tons of rain, which was why we just had to keep going and get it done. And so far it's really dry in here. It's actually quite warm with the see-through roof, and it's heating the wood, and it's all drying out quite nicely as well, because it did get a couple of decent hits of water despite our best efforts. I'm feeling really relieved to have got to this stage. I'm absolutely exhausted, as is my partner. We really went for it the last 48 hours to try to get to this stage. So the next few steps, I've got somebody coming to order the windows. I need to order the roof. It's probably going to be about a month before the order arrives and we can get it installed. This afternoon I'm going to go and look at some cladding options. I'm going to insulate the walls, and I need to think about the electrical setup. We need to make a decision whether or not we're going to bring some water supply into this space. It's going to be quite good to have this little break where I have to do the planning and organising of the next stages, give myself a bit of a physical break, and my partner as well, who's been massively involved in this. Looking forward to sharing all of this with you in the next few weeks. As this evolves, it's going to continue going pretty quickly. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.